Most personal trainers think they need more leads. I used to think that as well. But when you actually look at what's happening, people are already checking you out. They're landing on your page, they're watching what you post. Some of them are even thinking about working with you. And then nothing happens. They don't message, they don't sign up, they just leave. And it's not because they're not interested, it's because there's nothing there that keeps them. You've probably seen this. You post something, it gets a few likes, maybe even a comment or two. Sometimes someone messages you, you perhaps get the odd inquiry, and in the moment it feels like, okay, this is starting to work. I had this exact thing when I was running boot camps. It looked like things were moving, but when I zoomed out, nothing was consistent. One week we'd feel good, the next week, nothing. And you're back wondering what to do again, because most of the people seeing what you do never actually go anywhere. And this is the bit most people don't really see. You're building everything on platforms you don't control: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And it feels like you're building something because people are watching. They're engaging. You might even be picking up followers, but if someone doesn't act there and then, you lose them. And I've seen this properly backfire as well. I had clients who built their entire business on Facebook. No email list, no website, everything ran through Messenger. Then one day, their account got blocked, and overnight, they couldn't contact anyone. Clients, leads, conversations gone. And that's the risk most people don't think about, because right now, if someone sees your content and doesn't act immediately, there's no way to go back to them. So every time someone checks you out, you're basically starting again. The problem isn't people aren't interested, it's what happens after they are. Because right now, there's nothing in your business that actually holds that moment. Somebody looks at what you do, they think about it, maybe they're even close to reaching out, and then nothing happens. There's no clear next step, no obvious place to go, nothing that keeps them moving forwards. So all that attention you're generating, it doesn't build, it just resets. This is where email changes things, because it gives you something most trainers don't have: a way to keep the connection. Instead of someone seeing your content once and then disappearing, they take a next step. They join your list. And now they don't have to remember to come back to you. You can show up again. You can stay in front of them. And I've seen how powerful this is over time. I had someone come in for a consultation who clearly wasn't ready. So instead of pushing it, I just shared some content with her and added her name to my email list, and I didn't hear anything for a while. Then, about 18 months later, she reached out again. She'd been following the emails, using the content, and she'd lost a significant amount of weight on her own. And when she came back, she was ready. She became a great client and one of my biggest sources of referrals. And that's what most people miss. It's not about getting someone to act immediately. It's about staying in the picture until they are ready. Email does three things that most trainers are missing. First, it keeps you visible, because right now, if someone doesn't see your content again, they're gone. Email fixes that. Second, it builds trust. Not because you're trying to convince them, but because over time, they start to understand how you think. They see your approach, they start to recognize your name. I've had emails over the years that really bring this home. People replying out of nowhere, sometimes from completely different countries. I remember someone from Canada once who'd been reading my emails, trying the recipes I shared, and asked if I could write her a program. At the time, I had no idea how she'd even found me. One of my clients had forwarded one of my emails. She subscribed and just kept reading. And then you get the other kind of emails, the ones people send late at night when everything's quiet, and they finally decide they need to do something. Those messages are different. They're not casual. They're serious. And that's the third part. It makes the decision easier, because by the time someone reaches out, they already trust you. Most people don't decide the first time they see you. They come back. They check your page again. They look at what you offer. They watch a few more posts, sometimes over a few days, sometimes over a few weeks. You just don't see it happening. And if you're not in front of them during that time, you lose them. I learnt this the hard way. I ran a promotion once that generated a big list of leads. There was loads of interest, but I got busy, didn't follow up properly, and the list just sat there. When I eventually went back to it, most of those people had already found somebody else. Some of them even said they thought I wasn't interested. And that's what's really happening. Not all the time, but often enough to matter. So when someone is in that decision window and you're not showing up, you're not really in the running. And this is the part most trainers don't have. There's nothing in place for that period between someone being interested and actually deciding to do something. Someone checks you out, they like what they see, but they're not ready yet. And without anything in place, that interest just fades. No follow-up, no consistency, nothing that keeps things moving. And the thing is, you don't even see it happening. You don't know who almost signed up. You don't know who was close. They just disappear. That's the gap. This is where the nurture engine comes in. It's the part of the business that most trainers are missing, because right now, everything relies on timing. Someone has to see your content and be ready at the same time. The nurture engine removes that. It means someone can find you, not be ready yet, and still move forward. They stay connected, they keep seeing your ideas, they start to understand how you work. And over time, they move from just looking to actually doing something. You're not chasing them, they're just not disappearing anymore. So when you step back and look at it, this is all you're really doing. Your content brings people in, your lead magnet gives them a next step, your email keeps the connection going. And over time, some of those people become clients. That's it. It's not more content and it's not more effort. It's just having something in place that actually carries the people forward. Now, if you look at your own business, this is the question. What actually happens after someone sees your content? Not what you think happens, what actually happens. If someone checks you out today, what do they do next? Where do they go? And what happens after that? Because for most trainers, this is where everything breaks. There's no clear next step, no way to stay in touch, nothing that carries that interest forward. And that's why it feels inconsistent. If you're listening to this and thinking, I don't actually have that set up properly, that's exactly why I built the Growth Engine Scorecard. It shows you where people are dropping off, what's missing in your system, and what you need to fix first. It only takes a few minutes, but it gives you a clear starting point. You'll find the link below. Now, for most trainers, this is exactly where the next problem shows up, because even when someone becomes a lead, nothing really happens after that. No follow-up, no structure, and that's why those leads don't turn into clients. So in the next video, I'll show you how to fix that, how to follow up in a way that actually moves people forward so that those leads don't sit there and go cold.